Good morning out there, Patriots. Your friendly neighborhood hatchet man, Brother Craig here. Today is Friday, September 11th. And of course, we want to discuss a little bit about the history and the why of the attacks 19 years ago on the United States of America. Uh, the This is 455 years since the first September 11th, which was the Battle of Malta, and the Christian Knights of Malta saved the day. The Ottoman Turks wanted to take over Europe. They were pretty much ruling the Mediterranean in that era. And Malta is a little small island uh, of about 50 nautical miles from Sicily, a much larger island, but Sicily right outside of Italy, the boot. And so it was going to be a hop, hop, hop from Malta to Sicily to Italy and up into Europe through the upper part of the boot of Italy. And so this was a strategic location. And they brought 40,000 men, and the Christian Knights, there were actually only 500. There were actually only 500 men there, and they they had some spies, and they knew that this attack was coming, and they had spies to give them specific information of when the attack would come, so they were able to prepare, and they were able to go to the surrounding towns and recruit some men. And so they ended up with 6,000 men there, and they were able to fortify their island. They were able to harvest all the food in the surrounding area to deny the Muslim army food, and they poisoned the wells of everywhere, the places where they thought they would land and they would establish their base. And so they were able to make some preparations. And it was a major defeat. I mean, 6,000 against 40,000. And the Europe was trembling. They felt like the Muslim hordes were, they actually felt like they were unstoppable. And so it showed the Christian world a lesson that when Christians come together, unite and fight, and dedicate themselves, that this was an army that could be overcome. And it was a huge defeat. And then September 11th, over 100 years later, 1683, the second siege of Vienna. Again, you had a long siege, and you had a Christian king, Jan Sobieski. Again, you had Europe afraid that, they were just so afraid that the Ottoman Turks were going to take over Europe. This time through Vienna would be the gate, the entryway into Europe. And the largest cavalry charge in world history, in the history of warfare, nothing prior and nothing since. 38,000 men on horseback. Okay. And the sad thing is that this history is not taught. Okay. If you were to Google this, and I did this, I had my Sunday message. We talked about this at length, just a little short talk today, but I spoke for a little over an hour, my weekly Sunday message. And in doing a Google search, I actually went through 10 pages on Google. And if you just put in the history of Muslim attacks on September 11th, okay, or anything similar to that, okay, all you will get would be for September 11th, 2001. If you try to find history of attacks, it will give you nothing. Okay. Google buries this. Okay. You have to Google it with specificity. Okay. You have to Google Battle of Malta. You have to Google Siege of Vienna. You have to Google the Battle of Zenta. Okay. And so the Battle of Zenta was 1697. And see, this is not going to be discussed on Fox News. This is not going to be discussed on CNN, MSNBC, ABC, CBS. Rush Limbaugh is not going to discuss this. Sean Hannity is not going to discuss this. Okay. And here you have allegedly within our defense agencies, the people that defend this nation, okay, and that gather intelligence to better help us defend our nation. Allegedly, we hire people that study other cultures. That we have people that speak Chinese, Russian, Farsi, Arabic, okay, that supposedly know the history and supposedly have an insight into the thinking of any adversary, enemy, or potential enemy. Okay? Any great empire would do that. Well, any sensible person would do that. Okay? As I tell young people all the time that tell me they're not interested in politics. And I tell them, well, look, if you had a house on the edge of the wilderness and a fence around your yard, and on the other side of the fence, there's a wolf. Well, to the wolf, your little baby playing on the back deck represents lunch. Okay? And so anything with teeth that's interested in you, it behooves you to be interested in it. Okay? And so you have to study what type of danger is around. All right? And so you had, when the September 11th attacks happened 19 years ago, you had pitiful George Bush coming out saying Islam is a religion of peace. And there's an attempt to hijack this peaceful religion by some, crazy Muslims, some fanatics. Okay? I mean, there was no one in the Bush White House. There was no one in the Pentagon. There was no one in the NSA, CIA. I mean, there was no one there that has actually read the writings of Muhammad ibn Abdullah. Okay. There's no one that's actually read the history of the battles and how September 11th, repeatedly on September 11th, there were huge defeats of Muslims. Okay. By Christians. All right. And so the Battle of Zenta, another one, September 11th, 1697. Okay. Thousands. And there was only 500 of the Christians that were lost. This time it was Eugene of Savoy, who led the fight. And they only lost 500 men, but they inflicted tens of thousands. Can you imagine that? Tens of thousands of casualties, and you only lose 500 men. Okay. Another tremendous, these are not minor battles. Okay. And so when you're dealing with enemy nations that have a long history of having their own empire, there's an institutional memory. Okay. So it's just like China, 5,000 years of Chinese history. Okay. They've had empires. Okay. The Muslim world, they've had empires, the Muslim Caliphate, the Ottoman Empire. Okay. So these people, they have long memories. Okay. And so September 11th, the date was chosen specifically as payback. And ditto for September 11th, 2012, when Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton met the families of the dead, met them as the bodies came in, and told them, looked them right in their face and told them, oh, the man that made this video, he's gonna pay for this. Okay, it was all about a group of Arabs got upset because someone said something bad about their prophet. Oh my goodness. Okay. Even if that lie were true, since when do we excuse behavior because you don't like something someone said? Okay. Whatever happened to championing freedom of speech around the world? Perfect opportunity to do so. Okay. But the Muslims, it's like, okay, well, we can't expect a Muslim to act dignified like us. So we're just going to, it's okay. Okay. We understand. We understand. Yeah. Someone made a video. Ooh, this is horrific, people. This is horrific. And there's no discussion of this. There's no discussion of this. Okay. And so you look at all of the craziness that's going on in the world today, and bad behavior is excused. Okay. And so not Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama attempted to excuse the behavior, saying, oh, well, it was a spontaneous event that just erupted. They didn't want to admit that it was a pre-planned and well-coordinated attack, which it was. And specifically on that date, September 11th, because that is a date in the Muslim mind, the fundamentalist Islamic Muslim mind. It is a date that lives in infamy. And so on that date, there are people that seek revenge. And I'm not saying out of a 1.5 billion Muslims that every last one of them thinks this way. That's not my point. But as was the case with Germany, every German wasn't a Nazi. But the minority that were Nazis, they ran things. The good German didn't run anything. The good German was just being silent, like Silent Adam, worth nothing, okay? Unable to stop any type of evil, all right? And so it's the same thing with, if you want to say, okay, well, there's some good Muslims. Well, why don't the good Muslims get together and stop the bad ones? They don't, okay? So they're a non-factor. And so we're discussing today those evil and wicked ones that are dedicated to doing exactly what their holy book tells them to do, which is to kill, to rape, to steal from, to marginalize, to destroy. The Quran actually uses the word terrorize, okay? They are told to terrorize the non-Muslims, okay? They're told that it's okay to lie to us. It's okay to rape our women. It's okay to steal from us. It's okay to set up a separate tax for the non-Muslim. Okay? And so this is their holy book. And yet and still, former President George Bush, Islam, it's a great religion. It's being hijacked by a few radicals. Yeah, that's the word, radicals. Okay? The man sounded like an idiot. Okay? He sounded like an idiot. Your nation has just been attacked, and here you are defending the culture that produced the attackers. Okay? And again, it's not necessary to say, well, hey, let's just destroy every last one. No, that's not what I'm saying. But truth is an issue. Okay? Truth. Here we are 19 years later, and still people cannot tell the truth. The videos that showed people jumping out of the buildings, they don't show the true horror of it. Okay? Largest terrorist attack in the history of our nation. Okay? And so this is just pure evil. Okay? So we're not going to hold you long today. I just want to share this. I ask you to share this video around. The truth of this should be known. And if we can't tell the truth about a historic attack, okay, how are we going to tell the truth about the current war that we're in? We're at war with China. Two Chinese colonels in 1999 wrote a book. The title of that book was Unrestricted Warfare. And they wrote that in a globalized, interconnected world, okay, warfare is going to be different. And it's going to be unrestricted. It's no longer going to be limited to the battlefield. And the war, quote unquote now, direct quote from China, the war may not even involve armies. Okay? And so here you have the Wuhan Chinese virus. And God bless President Trump for calling it that. Okay? all the Democrats want to say, oh, well, that's racist. You can't call it the Chinese virus. We have to call it COVID. Okay. And every other flu or virus that we always, it's always named for the origin of it. Okay. The Hong Kong flu or the Ebola virus, which the Ebola River over in Africa. Okay. So you always, the Spanish flu of 100 years ago. Okay. Call it this. No one was hating on Spain. The flu originated in Spain. So yeah, that's what you call it, the Spanish flu. Okay. And so this is the Wuhan Chinese virus. And this is an act of war. And so we can't even admit that. How can you win a war when you're not even honest about the nature of the war? Okay. And the combatants, and the simple fact that the leadership of the Democrat Party has united with China. Okay. As a matter of fact, their standard bearer, Joe Biden, is on the Chinese payroll. $1.5 billion to his son, Hunter. Okay. They can't just write a check to Joe. They have to kind of launder it a little bit. And so the same way from the Ukraine, they didn't write Joe Biden a check. They wrote a check to Hunter Biden's company, $1 billion. All right. And so and Hunter Biden is a crackhead. Okay. Married his dead brother's widow, divorced her a year later, had a baby out of wedlock with a pole dancer. The boy is sick. The boy is sick. And yet and still he gets to, when his daddy was vice president, he got to ride on Air Force Two, fly to Ukraine, ink $1 billion deal. On Air Force Two. Fly to China, again, on Air Force Two with his daddy. Ink this time not $1 billion deal, a 1.5, $1.5 billion. Okay. And so we are at war. We are at war. And as we commemorate, it's fine and dandy. We're going to do a great big commemoration today of September 11th. Okay. But we're at war right now, and we cannot even admit or identify who the combatant is. Okay. When they themselves have declared unrestricted warfare is the new thing. Okay. What part of unrestricted do we in America not understand? Okay. Unrestricted means nothing in warfare is off limits. Economic war, biological war, nuclear war, chemical war, conventional war, propaganda war. Okay. Unrestricted warfare. They wrote a book. They're telling you. Okay. It's just like when the mullahs in Iran have 1 million people out in a big square and they're all chanting, death to America, death to Israel. They're telling you. They're telling you. And yet and still, we have people in this country, even today, September 11th, 2020, they want to know, why do they hate us? Who cares why they hate us? Okay? They've declared that they hate us. The word of God instructs us. There is a time to love and a time to hate. I say the time to hate is when the guy's telling you, I hate you, I have nuclear weapons, and I'm going to kill you. I'm going to destroy your country, and we're going to rule the world. Okay? And so 4 generations ago, our forefathers had to fight a quadruple enemy. Okay? We had to fight Germany, an advanced, economically powerful, technologically sophisticated enemy. Okay? We had to fight Italy. We had to fight Japan, and we had to fight the united Muslim world. Okay? Because never forget, the Muslim world in World War I and in World War II, the Muslim world was united with the enemy against us. Okay? Never forget these things. All right? And so we had to defeat all 4 of them. Okay? And this was not like you're going to go and defeat Panama or Kuwait or some backwater, the Falkland Islands. Okay? No. That was war. That was war. Now, the war we're in now, China, the Muslim world, and perhaps Russia, okay? And so these are nuclear armed. These are very wealthy nations. They have plenty of money, okay? And quite often wars are won by the one that has the greatest economy, the greatest capacity to purchase the things that are needed to wage war, all right? And so, again, I'm all in favor of the commemorations that we're going to do today for the lives that were lost on September 11th. But we truly honor those lives by making sure that this is not repeated. Okay, that is how you honor the dead. Prevent it from happening again. All right. And so, anyway, I think that's enough for today. So anyway, please share this video. Please visit our website, thereallyrealdeal.com. That's just 5 words, folks. Thereallyrealdeal.com. Google that. Sign up for the newsletter. If the Lord moves you to financially support what we do, we appreciate the support. Okay. And so I've been doing this a long time. The Lord has blessed me to come in contact with many very wise and well-informed and wonderfully dedicated people in my career. And it is my distinct honor to be able to absorb as much of that wisdom as I can and share it with you. As I've been saying for many years now, that I'm not a genius. I'm just a guy, a humble little country boy. I'm running my leg of the race, and many people put the baton in my hand, and I'm running my leg of the race, and I am handing the baton off to you, and I'm asking you to do something with the baton. Okay, hand it off to someone. Share this message. Okay. Visit our website, thereallyrealdeal.com. Sign up for our newsletter, okay? Go to our YouTube channel. Support what we do financially. There's a secure donate button on the website, okay? Do something. Do something. Again, you will not hear this. You will not. For 19 years, I've not heard it. I would be very surprised if I hear it today. You will not hear this on CNN, on Fox News, on Rush Limbaugh, and on Sean Hannity. You will not hear it, okay? And I love Rush, okay? Hannity's okay. I don't love him, but I don't hate him, okay? But he's not going to discuss this, okay? He's not. He's not. All right. So anyway, God bless you out there, folks. And I would just pray that the Lord would bless you and keep you, that the Lord would make his face to shine upon you and be gracious unto you, and that the Lord would lift up upon you his countenance and give you peace. And I extend that to everyone under the sound of my voice, your family. Each and every one of you is a center of influence. And I pray that that holy blessing that was given by God, who told Moses and told Moses to tell Aaron, and Aaron was the high priest. He told him to bless the people like that. So I bless you. And as you being a center of influence, my prayer is that that blessing emanate out from you to those within your circle of influence. And so God bless you. And I'm going to see you here Sunday for my regular Sunday message. But please share this and share it wide. Okay. God bless you. Bye now.